Good morning, YouTube. It's Tuesday, July 20. Oh my gosh, bear with me. Never know what day it is. July 26th. Tuesday, July 26th. And today is a rest day for me. So which is good because Tuesdays are my huge check-in days for a lot of my clients. And I usually have a ton of appointments, so it works out very well. Today's macros are 125 carb, 50 fat, 150 protein. So, still high carbs for me because I'm not used to that many carbs. And yeah, that's what we got going on. Appointments, client check-ins, some client programs to make, and yeah, it'll be a great day. One of the things that I wanted to talk about right now is the mental struggle for reverse dieting. I feel like people have been asking me for just tips on how to successfully overcome the battle of gaining fat and being okay with reducing your cardio. And what I would suggest is to go about it slowly and take it day by day. You don't want to cut everything cold turkey, and you don't want to increase your macros by, 100 carbs in one day. You want to just kind of do it slow, especially if you have, some mental restraint for the process. You start focusing on things other than, having to always look a certain way. So, of course, it's great to look cut and lean and skinny or whatever you guys are trying to achieve. Of course, that feels good, but you also have some negatives to that. You can't really eat out with friends as often as you would like to, especially on a heavy cut. I feel like there are different seasons and different phases that you can go through just to, keep your sanity. So for a cut, you also are probably pretty low on energy. Your cardio is probably increased. Your training sessions, your strength for those training sessions are probably decreased as well. I mean, you want to maintain a good amount of strength throughout a cut. You want to make sure that is being maintained, but obviously as your energy goes down, your strength is going to go down as well because of the lower macros. Another thing I would suggest to do is to find some positives throughout your reverse dieting phase. So what I have chosen to do is to focus on my strength training sessions and to really, push the weight heavier and heavier and just challenge myself at each session and just focus on using the extra food as fuel to those workouts. So this is a completely different feel from when you're cutting, because when you're cutting, you don't necessarily have the energy to do all of that, or the strength, honestly. As you get lower and lower in your macros and time progresses, you are going to lose strength. There is going to be a point in your cut where your strength goes down, and your endurance goes down, and your energy goes down. So putting your focus on things outside of just the physical progress, more of like the mentality. So this is a great phase that you can focus on growing mentally. Obviously in a cutting phase you can grow mentally by like pushing yourself and seeing your limits, but you can also do the same exact thing in a reverse diet and a gaining phase with pushing yourself and pushing to your limits. As you guys may know through my About Me video, like my fitness and health journey, you know that I once struggled with an eating disorder, and I had an unhealthy relationship with food. So I would feel really guilty if I had a cookie, or I would binge on popcorn because it just tasted so good and I couldn't stop. And I would restrict myself so hard throughout the entire day that if I had one bite of pizza, I would eat the whole pizza. So what kind of helped me recover through that was, number one thing was time. Every single day, just kind of like mentally being nice to yourself and telling yourself that you are enough. And number two, which I think is really important, is to tell yourself that you can eat that and you are allowed to eat something. So when you tell yourself you cannot eat a certain food, then that makes you want it more and more and more, and then that's all you can think about. So when you tell yourself you can, absolutely, you can have that one food item, then your mindset kind of changes and you kind of start to not crave that one food item. So just kind of allowing yourself to eat whatever you want instead of saying no, you cannot eat that, kind of thinking through it and say, I can eat that, but like, do I really want it? Am I really craving it, or do I just want it because I can't have it? Another thing that I recommend you to do for your growing phase, if you are struggling with, gaining weight or not looking, cut, and, putting on that extra fluff, is to tell yourself that you are enough and you are more than just a number, and realizing that you are so much more than your physical appearance, and that people will love you just the same, 10, 20 pounds heavier than where you are at right now. I guarantee you people are not going to love you any less than if you were to weigh a certain amount of number higher. So just kind of focusing on being objective with the scale and kind of using it as, oh, there's the number and that's all that it is. It's just going to be a little marker for where you're at in your journey. It's not a dead set number that's going to determine how you feel or how people will feel about you. It's just a marker. It's just a number that's going to determine over time your progress and going to help you evaluate where you're at. So those are just kind of some things that I think that will help you guys mentally if you are struggling with getting over the fact that you are going to gain weight. And also, you are gaining weight, but you're gaining weight in muscle as well. So it's not just completely fat weight. You're going to see an increase in weight too because of muscle, and because you were eating more, and because you were having probably more carbs, which is going to make you hold water, and then in turn make you feel like bloated or have an increase in weight. So those are my tips for you, and I just really hope that you guys can look past the physical aspect of the reverse dieting, and yeah. Anyways, I got to go because I'm going to be late for an appointment and I need to eat because that's what I do. And I'll see you guys in a little bit. 4 ounces of sauteed chicken from yesterday, 150 grams sweet potato, a scoop of burger, which is really good on that, and then a tablespoon of my favorite Greek yogurt dip. Bam! Alright, got a few of my errands done, and now my last thing to do is to get adjusted from my holistic chiropractor, and I'm actually going to see if he'll let me record for you guys, just to kind of show you what he does, and yeah, I think it's really interesting, so I will show you a little clip as to what we do. Alright, so he was nice enough to let me record and show you guys a little bit of what I do, but I know I'm gonna get this question if it hurts, and nothing hurts unless he has like this little probe that he like clicks into my joints, and sometimes I'll have a sensitive area like right behind my ear. Other than that, oh, and then when he pops my neck or when he cracks my neck, sometimes that hurts, but like just a little bit, but not too bad. So it actually feels kind of good. Alrighty, I am now home and going to make a quick little smoothie here because now I have the carbs to do so. So I'm going to show you guys really quick. I also added just a little bit more water right there. And then just like a half of a teaspoon of this. Voila. How to overcome when your parents cook dinner. Ask them to let you know when the meat is cooked before they put any sauce on it, and then measure out your chicken and then measure out the individual sauce on your scale so that you can control how much you're eating. So for this sauce I did a 1/4 cup, so I did half of the 106 grams, and then I'll measure out my own jasmine rice as well.
Tonight, we're going to find out what he thinks went wrong. The woman that drove 26 men crazy with a bachelor in paradise.